We're back.
Yes, we are.
Welcome back, everybody.
How are you guys doing today? Tonight, this evening, this morning,
How you
whatever
doing?
time you are watching this video, how are you guys doing?
Is that really how you feel? Is that really how you're doing?
Yes.
Good to know.
This is episode number 8, and we will be talking about traumatic events and trauma in general. So be prepared.
Yeah. So for this episode, I was like, I gotta wear my hair down. I gotta be all like, not giving a shit.
Right.
I just said, because it is free talk. Anyways, so number 8, trauma and traumatizing events. I think you've noticed a pattern. If you've been observing, we like to share our personal experiences, and then we go from that. Not that we don't want to hear all your traumatic events, but it makes for good tea time. So feel free to drop those traumatic events down there, and we'll be happy to check it out. And just pray for you for what those traumatic events have brought upon your life. So with that being said, talk number 8. Tell us why. Actually, Greg, he chose this topic.
The reason why I chose this topic because a lot of us have been through traumatic, issues as throughout our lives, and me personally, I know I have been, and sometimes it does help to talk about it. It's therapeutic for the soul, and at the end of the day, like I said, some of us don't talk about it, and it eats us up on the inside, which leads us to doing certain things and that we possibly normally wouldn't have done.
True.
But yeah, we're going to talk about certain traumatic events. We're not going to get too long with it, but I mean, we will share some of our stories. But yeah, like I said, I mean, you can always talk to us too as well. Like, we talk back.
Yeah, that's right. We're real life people. Just putting up a talk show because we love to talk to each other, and now we're talking to and with you.
Yeah.
And we're here to listen too. One of the things we've cultivated in our time here on Earth is listening skills. So let me do some listening right now. And do you want to share any trauma stories? I mean, I know I got some fun, like, vivacious ones, but I'd like you to say.
One story that I could share was I can remember. Well, for one, me and Irma, we both come from Los Angeles, California. I can tell you a little bit about some trauma stories that happened then. I can remember.
That's true.
When I was young, I would say I was in the 3rd grade. When my mother, she ended up getting remarried, and my stepdad, he was a gang counselor, so he would just help at-risk teenagers or young adults, try to help them get out of gangs or whatever the case may be, or prevent them from joining. At one point, we had this guy staying with us. He was from a particular neighborhood. He was a blood, just put it like that.
Okay.
And he stayed with us for like, I don't remember how long he stayed. I would just say estimate of like a year or whatever. And like I said, I was in 3rd grade. Mark, which was, technically my stepdad, he actually had 2 daughters, which was, my stepsisters. One point, I remember this one particular day in 3rd grade, they had to go to school as well as my older sister. My mom had to go to work, and, my stepdad had to go to work too as well. So I ended up staying at home with the guy's name. His name was Maurice, which, like I said, he was a blood. I ended up staying home with him, and this one particular day, the reason why I stayed at home with him to begin with, because I was sick and I didn't feel like going to school that day. The reason, I remember we had to go to his neighborhood, which was in the projects out in Watts.
And, that's my hometown right there.
Yeah, we ended up going to his sister's house, and I can remember, pulled up in this, I can't remember what kind of car it was. I remember it being green. It's like a long looking boat type Cadillac looking shit. But anyways, I remember it was me and him, went to his sister's house. and he said, "I'll be back." He's gonna be at some other sister's house. Um, I can remember like a minute went by, then all of a sudden I heard pop, 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 and at the time, I mean, I wasn't sure what it was, but I figured what it was. I seen somebody running, and my instincts told me to duck down into the to the little passenger side where the feet area was at. So I ended up ducking down. And I remember like at least a minute went by or something like that. His sister came and got me. She looked all hysterical, whatever. So, and I was kind of, like, what's going on? And I can remember his, sister came and got me. And as soon as we turned the corner to go to her little spot in the projects, I seen Maurice on the ground. He actually got shot up a couple of times. I'm not sure how many shots he got shot, but I remember vividly seeing like open flesh wounds in his legs and stuff like that. Like I said, I was in the 3rd grade.
Wow.
So this is something I still remember to this day. And, ironically, he actually lived and whatnot. I want to say he was like around 19 at the time. But yeah, I can remember the police and the paramedics got there like hella quick. Because, this is all going hella fast. And I can remember the police, they had brought me out and there's like already this big crowd, in front of the, the apartments where she stayed at. And I can vividly remember the police asked me, do I know who did it? In front of all these people. For one, I didn't know who did it. And two, even if I did, I wasn't about to tell you all of that shit.
Right.
Like, because it's a whole group of people. Because it could have been one of the people that was in the crowd that did it.
Wow.
So, I mean, they just, in one instance, they should have just did their job. Like, I know that possibly that's a part of their job, but at the same time, like, I'm a little ass kid in 3rd grade. I don't need to, I'm not about to be like, oh, that person did it. And the next thing you know, they find all this information about me and go after my family. So that was one of the traumatic things of living in good old Los Angeles, California. And like I said, this is something that happened in 3rd grade, and I'm 37. So, yeah.
It's real. Trauma is real. It's like an imprint. And then it hangs on with you. And if you don't really take care of it, it's going to, sometimes it festers into psychological issues, mental health issues and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And to be honest with you, as a kid, I never knew what trauma meant, or I never really heard the traumatizing or whatever the case may be, the word,
Yeah.
But as I got older and I was telling other people that story, it's pretty much like, that's what they're telling me, you're traumatized, and, there's a lot of other different stories I could talk about, but that's one of the main ones that I would never, ever forget.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I want to hear them all now. Let's just have a whole segment on all your traumas.
Yeah.
That's messed up. That's messed up, man.
Yeah. But, like I said, what tripped me out about the whole situation was I was with him just like about a minute ago, and he ended up getting shot up. Imagine if I was walking with him and to his sister's apartment and like whoever shot him didn't care if he was with me or not, and he just ended up shooting me.
Died.
I could have died. So there's other situations that I've been in when I lived in LA, that I could talk about, but
when you come from LA, because we don't literally come from the streets, guys. We had like houses. I lived in the projects. It's actually very nice projects. Very like I want to say decadent. Yeah. So like it wasn't a bad situation, but you do like I was under the same thing. Like I remember living next door to like one of the head guys. I mean, we have no affiliation, guys. This is Burgundy, but like there was this guy named like Fish, and I feel like he was part of the Crips or something. Like I don't remember everything. I was a little girl, but sometimes they were kind enough to come tell like the family, because I'm a part of a big family, so they would come over and they would say, hey, tell your family to sleep on the floor because there's going to be gang wars. And sure enough, sun goes down and you hear shots, and you hear lots of shots, and it almost sounds like warlike, and so it is a little traumatizing. So I mean, of course, as adults, you learn what certain shots are. You learn, the difference between fireworks and firearms.
Gunshots, yeah.
Yeah. And, we're kind of blessed to have grown through those experiences, if you ask me. Because, I mean, even my brothers were literally almost jumped all the time to get into gangs, and we got out of there, and I mean, unscathed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so much, that's not even that traumatic. That's not even that traumatic. I feel like people have been through so much more. I mean, we have big bully parents that are psychological bullies.
Right.
Perhaps you didn't go through that, but hey, sometimes you have to encounter those parents, and they make you who you are, and it's no like excuse. You would think that people evolve and grow and don't treat their children that way, but the fact is, I mean, CPS is a running business for a reason. So anyways, that's just a little bit of trauma, right? I mean, that's just that. I mean, what have you encountered in your adult stuff?
Just in my adult life, like it's not nothing too crazy as far as when I was younger. But the thing is, like when I was younger, there's more stories. But as far as my adult life, it's just be like stuff like where cop will pull you over for this, that, and the third. Actually, a couple of days ago, I actually got pulled over.
For what?
Yeah, honestly, I forgot to actually talk to Irma about this. It was I was on the freeway. It was like probably in between 9:30 and 10 o'clock in the morning. I was on the freeway and I actually had to get past a police officer, so I can get off my exit. And I noticed that this police officer was actually ended up following me or whatnot. And the thing is, he didn't turn on his light, so I gotta pull over. So he ended up pulling over and he said, "Oh, you're going 75," and I was going 65. I was like, "I don't know that." I was like, "Do you?" And I honestly asked him, "Do you have proof of that? Like the little speedometer, whatever meter, whatever they call it." And I asked him, "Do you have proof of that?" And I gave him, my license, my insurance, all my shit's up to date. I don't have like no DUIs, nothing crazy.
No warrants, no crazy life.
Yeah. So one thing is maybe you seen a black guy in a nice looking Lexus or whatever.
Right.
And he was like, maybe I stole it. I don't know. But I mean, I do have a nice car.
That's what he thought.
Yeah, I do have a nice car. And at the end of the day, matter of fact, I can remember someone asked me, it was an ex-girlfriend that asked me, like, once I first got that car, she asked me, are you afraid that you driving this car, is it like, police may think you're selling drugs or stuff like that? And to be honest with you, my response was, no, I'm not scared, because at the end of the day, I know what I did. I know I worked for my shit.
Right.
So, but as far as, that police officer is concerned, I mean, I told him what I told him. I mean, I wanted to see proof that I was so-called going this particular miles per hour. He said I was going 75 in a construction zone. And he couldn't show me proof, so he ended up going back to his car, looking up his whatever the fuck they do. And he gave me a warning ticket, which is, I actually posted that up a couple of days ago. But
I did see that.
Yeah. So it is what it is, but luckily I didn't actually get a ticket, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta be careful out there.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful out there. So.
Yeah, man, that sucks. I mean, even if it's not like super trauma, one of the latest scandals of the world, it's still like they have to understand that they're walking around with guns.
Yeah.
And so it's in itself, it's pretty traumatizing. And around this world, if you're walking, I'm sorry, but in North America, sometimes if you're walking while brown, let's call it brown, okay? Because you see those different hues. You know what I mean? They can go anywhere. Melatonin is just so beautiful. What I'm saying is that even running into the police can be traumatizing, and that's not because we're criminals, not because we're doing anything crazy. Because you got a gun strapped to your hip, and I have nothing. I walk out with nothing every day, and you're here to serve and protect. However, there's been so many scandals that everybody else makes you look like a dang fool, and we scared of your gun at your hip.
Yeah, and then some people die every single day.
Yeah. There's still scandals going on, even if you don't see the major uproars, and the names being, which they should be, every single name should be up there, and it shouldn't be happening. If you ask me, Greg, that that needs to be taken away from those silly people that like to play like that. These lives are not worth your little you can talk directly to me. I walk around with no gun.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not all right for you to just pull out a gun and take out a life because it makes you feel whatever way. Because society makes you think that you're more of a man or a woman or whatever. You're here to serve and protect. Please do so.
And a lot of them, they ended up just protecting their own, which to some extent I actually get, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of people that needs your protection versus actually being afraid of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's, goes out to you, some of you police officers out there. And, I'm not even going to say it is what it is, but, like I said, a lot of them do look out for their own.
Yeah. And it's not like they didn't promise, to just to uphold and protect themselves. They took certain oaths. And I really hope they take that. This topic got way offhand, but I mean, it's so traumatizing. Here we are being angry about it. I mean, they need to see the teaching skills that they're teaching them. These courses is not enough, because I'm sorry, but you're not going to ever be able to pay $1 single million in order to get that life back, and you're just doing this is not going to cut it. You got to take. And I understand if you take the guns away, hey, people still get guns in the black market.
Right.
Can't help that.
We live in a black market world at the end of the day too as well. So, I mean, like I said, we all go through traumatic situations, and it sucks that we have to go through. Not necessarily have to, but it sucks that we do go through these situations. Like I said, whether you went through these situations as a kid or as an adult.
Yeah.
Or even, like I say, what if you're 60 years old and, somebody tried to rob you at 60? Matter of fact, that happened to, it was an actor, he doesn't act anymore, Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, there was a story about, I'm not sure the whole story, but you can actually Google that. Because I know he's in his 60s, he doesn't do the acting thing no more. But I remember hearing a story about that, I want to say like late last year. But yeah, somebody, I don't know if they're trying to rob him or whatever, but it just wasn't a good look.
Wow.
It's not a good look.
Yeah.
So. And
that's another thing. If you're walking around like a little punk, being a criminal, using your intelligent brain to do criminal things, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. That's why there's cops over there running around with trigger happy, because they think we're all criminals.
Yeah. It may become a situation where you think like you're all Billy Badass or whatever the case may be. You may run into somebody who's just like you.
Oh yeah.
And that karma may come to you quick. So at the end of the day, like that could become your traumatic situation where just say you're trying to rob somebody or whatever. You may not think this person is this, that, or the third. But what if that person's holding and that person shoots you and you damn near lose your life? Almost lose your life, but you live. That's a traumatic situation within itself.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
it's true.
Think twice, just think, period, at the end of the day. So just play it forward, play it positive.
Yeah. Like we got there, remember back to the topic, trauma is real, just like the healing of it.
Yes.
Remember that you can be healed and you can grow from it. Think of it as resistance, your trauma is just kind of triggers that you installed, that your body did just to help you survive.
Yes.
It's like, oh, this happened, so we react this way in order to survive. And so every time some other little hair trigger comes up, you instantly go to survive mode. You don't have to do that, honey. We're good.
Yes.
Look around you. You're supported. You're loved. You're probably beyond loved, and feel that right now.
And I always say a prayer, like I said, for your loved ones, your family, friends, whatever. Because we all live in a fucked up world in some cases, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Certain people live in certain areas where they can't walk down the street at night, can't go to certain neighborhoods because of certain colors and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm. Colors and colors.
Two different
Isn't
things.
That funny?
Yeah. So, like I said, just be safe, be careful, say a prayer, for your family, friends, and loved ones. So
Yeah, and everyone having to cope with this stuff. You know what I mean? These are we're not only survivors, but we're thrivers.
yes.
We're thrivers. The fact whatever made you click on this is saying something to the point of you're wanting more understanding, or you want to talk more about it, or you want to know more people that are going through something. Hey, we all go through trauma. I remember one time up in Watts, we lived right down the street from, this is a good story. I'm sad it happened, but it happened. We lived right up the street from a gas station, and we lived right off of Imperial Highway. And if you know LA, that's a huge highway. And then there's a freeway.
Yeah.
And so our projects are right there. Why wouldn't you put projects right next to a freeway? Anyways, so we're getting off like sometime at 9 p.m., something like that. And my father's getting gas for the car. And, it's like two of my brothers, me, my mom, and my dad all together in the car. And my dad gets off and I run out after him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, because I'm like, I don't know. I had to have been 4 or 5 years old. I want to say 4. And so he runs up to give the money, and I'm running after him. And as he's coming by, this guy comes out of the black nowhere, and he pulls out a gun and he straight up just points it at my dad. And I'm just right there, and I'm all like holding on to his leg, like wrapped around his leg because I'm tiny. And because I immediately felt that danger. And he said, like, give me your money, give me your wallet. My dad took out the wallet, emptied his stuff, whatever, and he pointed the guns. He kept all the while still pointing the gun at his head. And he said, "You're lucky your daughter's here." And then he ran away.
Yeah.
That shit was traumatizing. But let me tell you what my mama was doing in the car. She was locking all the doors. She was like, tick, 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 tick. It's a funny story with Tono, but it's the whole thing, like save yourself. What was she gonna do? Run out and be like, "Hacha, don't."
Yeah, we don't live in a Power Ranger world. But,
No.
hey.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
It is messed
we
up.
live in live in those environments, and like I said, we both come from Los Angeles, California, and
no hate. We love LA.
Yeah. Honestly, I always said it's a love-hate thing. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. I'm just being completely honest with you.
Hey.
I mean, the reason why I would say that I hate it because a lot of the violent situations. I can remember even once upon a time, like living in Santa Maria, and I stayed out there with my mom, my sister, and whatnot. My dad was still out there. You know what I'm saying? I remember he was dating this one chick or whatever. Then I guess him and his girlfriend's sister went walking to the store.
Yeah.
And someone was shooting at them, and the sister ended up getting shot up a couple times, and she didn't make it. My dad got shot in the leg. He's still alive today. But that bullet's still there.
Whoa.
So that's like one of those things where you hear as a kid and you're like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
Not
WTF.
directly what the fuck.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean. But it's just like one of those things where it's like, damn, you know what I mean? It could have been worse for him,
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to my dad. He like I said, he's still alive, still breathing.
Shut up.
Yeah. I am him, at the end of the day. So, shout out to my dad.
For sure. Shout out to our families.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to anybody and everybody. Like I said, all the positive people, we support you.
Yeah. Support you, supporting us. Like and subscribe. Chill with us all the time. Whenever we have something to talk about, talk back to us, please, because this world is like an interactive world, and we're not making videos just to please the ego. We feel that there's like a base, and we feel there's such an audience and a need for, let's go guys, we're redirecting back to the hand of God, because we're always going to close out with a prayer. I think that we've decided that, and we're always going to make sure that God can use us in any way. If it's just by putting our email down there or helping you be led to something awesome like Texas State Mind and Body Lab University. If you look that up, you'll find a whole array of things to work on. You can work on meditation, on breathing, mindful breathing, and just lots of things. I can't even name them all. But for your type of coping skill, for your type of like healing, let's say, you can find it there. Again, it's Texas State Mind and Body Lab University. We'll put a link down below. I think I can do stuff like that.
You should be able to do stuff like that.
Yeah, and also think about us, like CBT, cognitive therapy, stuff like that. Don't be afraid to get into therapy. It's the most, like, for most of us, the most healing thing we can do is talk about things.
Yeah, it helps. It
Yeah.
helps. It helps to vent, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know sometimes, like, certain people, like, it's hard for them to vent because they feel like, oh, the person that they're talking to is like, oh, yeah, this person's just complaining. But at the same time, like I said, it's just, sometimes you just got to find the right person to vent to. And like I said, talk to God, pray to God. There's never nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I'm saying? He understands you. He's your creator. And so there's never nothing wrong with talking to God at all.
That's right.
So
yeah, it's kind of something beautiful, you know. And I likened it to something that I expressed to a friend the other day about helping, like, to forget things, not forget things, but like giving it to God.
Yes.
You know, and like I said, go put it on the God tree. And then he made a crazy joke about hanging him, and I said, oh dang, you don't let me help you. But but that's what I'm talking about. The God tree, there's nothing like the God tree to just, before you get into your house, check yourself, put your worries and your woes and all your like problems, all your even your traumas, give it day by day, whatever you're dealing with. You know, even if it's just like mental health issues that came from your genetics, that stuff can be traumatizing. Sometimes we act just like our parents and they traumatize us, so we live a trauma life.
Yes.
You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, so always know there's someone here to talk to. Always know that, you know, there's someone you could pray to.
Oh, for sure.
So just never forget that, you know. Like I said, trauma is a part of our life to some extent, you know, which is in a lot of cases it shouldn't be. But
yeah,
always know that there's someone here to talk to. You know,
yeah.
There's always gonna be someone here to talk to. Whether you want to call somebody, email them, text them. There's like 50 million ways to communicate.
Oh yeah. So. And nowadays you have like text crisis lines, and I'll put some links down there so that you can, you know, go to it if you're ever feeling like weird, you know, crisis mode and trauma mode, one of your traumas is getting too much. Be assertive, do one thing, and come out of victim mode. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but you're gonna have to thrive.
Yes, gotta have to thrive, prosper. You know, like I said, always remember, like, a situation could be worse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
Always pray for the positive. Always think for the positive, and always know that, like I said, the situation could be worse, but always speak it into existence and know that things could be better.
That's right.
So, but yeah, like I said, trauma it's a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It is. You know, it's one of those things that's there. You know, so, but talk to someone that you know for a fact that cares. You know, someone that's not judgmental, someone that's not trying to one up you. What I mean by that is there's times when I've talked to people, told them about certain situations, and they would try to one up me, meaning like, oh, well, I got this story too, and like it's not about competition. Yeah, it's not about competition at all.
Yeah, it's true. When you can get the healing on, get the healing on. I'm not gonna lie and say here that I've never perpetrated trauma in my life. Perhaps there's people walking around traumatized by the ogre I can become because of one of my mental illnesses. And I'm sorry to blame it on that and excuse myself, but I have an excuse. But I know I apologize severely and very apologetically, you know. But sometimes we relive things. We're so traumatized when we're kids. We end up reliving and enacting that trauma on yourself and on others. So very apologetic. You know, I want to send a huge love bomb to anyone that I've ever traumatized. Forgive a girl.
Yeah, I do apologize for anybody and everybody who I've hurt, whether it's intentionally or non-intentionally. For sure. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we only got one life to live. And, you know, like I said, if you ever get a chance to apologize to anybody, you know, it doesn't hurt to do that, you know.
It'll go a long way.
It will. It will.
And then remember, just like, you know, we're not like professional therapists or anything.
Nothing.
we just play doctors on YouTube, and you know, like just remember that the healing can happen and the wholeness can emerge, and for whatever resistance and trauma and things that had to happen to you, remember that you can be healed, and you can be, I hate to say restored, but sometimes people feel like so empty, and like, actually I've heard shamans and stuff like that say that when trauma happens, little pieces of our soul leave. You know, they just up and leave, little trauma. And so, you know what I mean? Be brave enough to, like, you know, ask God to help you bring them all back, because you deserve to be whole, you know, and you really are. It's just that those little pieces of trauma, your soul had to go to another place because it was so traumatizing. You know, I don't know, like, it hit like somewhere deep when she said that. Like, I had all these missing pieces, and as I'm a growing woman, I call those things back to me, and I ask, like, and I always ask God to help them come back positive and healthy, so that I can use them for the best for my life.
Yeah.
Do the same. Have the courage.
Courage, a cowardly dog. But yeah, have the courage.
Courage.
Yes.
This is too fantastic of a topic. So DM us your stuff. If you have, I'm not saying I want to gossip.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we're here to listen. And even if it's just, you know, reaching out through email or something like that, go ahead and do so. Drop the comments and share your like stories. And you're not alone. You remember, you're not alone, and we're here to like interact. Remember that.
Yes. Never forget that. You know, like I said, we are here to help, and never forget, like I said, we have our emails down there. We have what is, like, you know, like I said, our Instagram or whatever. Like I said, if you want to talk to us, we're here to help you.
Yeah.
So just always keep that in mind, and also she'll keep the, you know, the hotlines, and you know, there you could call, and you know, all of that good stuff. So like I said, trauma is real. You know, traumatic situations is real, and always know that, you know, there's somebody there that you can talk to about those situations.
Yeah.
So. And
remember, the perfect healer is always like open, and you don't need a telephone to get to it, and call on God. Yes. Some people, you know, that girl, something Braxton girl, one of the Tamara.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She's like, call Jesus. Did you call Jesus yet? Hey, she might be cute and making a joke or something, but she's right.
Being real.
Have you called Jesus about it? Whatever name you call him, her spirit, call on it, and let the healing happen. Go forth and just be brave enough to go through those limitations that those traumas wanted to limit you. They wanted to limit you, but oh no, you're too grand, right? You're too grand. What are you gonna do? Not shine? I mean, come on.
Yeah, like I said, just remember, all of you guys are kings and queens of this world. You know what I'm saying? So never, ever, ever forget that.
For sure.
Ever. So, like I said, just, you know, be positive. And like I said, knowing that you guys know, not necessarily saying knowing that you guys have been in these situations, just if you have been in these situations, never be afraid to talk. You know?
That's right.
Like I said, it may be therapeutic. Maybe just watching this video alone may be therapeutic. And like I said, you can always leave a comment, leave your email or whatever. We will get back to you.
Yeah, we'll get back to you, because this is our full-time job.
Yes.
No, it's not. We have a life. We do things. And remember to keep your mind busy. Keep your hands busy. You know, sometimes the coping skills are right there. It's as easy as singing, or you you read your favorite book, you color, you go for a walk, take your dog for a walk, you know, go get a massage. Go do your thing, you know. Creativity leads to spirituality, and spirituality is going to lead you right back to creativity.
She's actually right. So just remember what she said.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to rise up. Rise up through all this. I mean, I guess some way 2020 like buried us a little bit, but it's like that old Mexican saying, they buried us not knowing that we were seeds.
It's fat.
Grow, guys. It's time to grow.
Straight fat, son.
So How do you feel about wrapping it up? I feel healthy.
Yeah, I feel good about this episode. Like I said, we all go through these situations, and like I said, I've been going through. There's a lot of other traumatic situations I could talk about, but
oh my god, that's for another. Like we're gonna do like one-on-one interviews,
yes,
and like hard-hitting questions, like
yes,
you know, and you guys are gonna love it. I already know.
Be aware of that. You know, I'm not sure it's gonna be episode 9 or whatever, but eventually we'll get down to it. So, at the end of the day, always know that there's someone here you can talk to. Always know that we have prayer too as well. So,
prayer is such a help, you guys. But don't be afraid.
God. Never be afraid. Talk to God.
Yeah,
talk to God.
It's not some big, powerful being waiting to absolve you of your sins. It's actually, excuse me, it's a big, powerful being waiting to hold you in all its love. God, I need to go through like a cleansing lung treatment. But yeah, I'm trying to say it holds you in its love.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll edit that part out.
That's that chronic cough.
It's the smoker's cough, guys. Forgive me.
All right, yeah. Like I said, just make sure you guys good. You know, go eat a cookie. You know, go get you some cakes. You know, all that good stuff. You know, go. Treat yourself. You know.
We're not saying emotionally eat, but treat yourself for sure. Yeah. So, man. So should we end up with a little prayer?
Yeah. Go ahead and get your prayer on.
Let's give it up right now to the big old almighty God. Thank you so much for letting me use my words just as simple to pray and to cast love over those that are watching us right now. Any trauma that is in them, let it be cellular healed. Cellular meaning that it's going to get to all the roots, knowing that all of our bodies are made of, I believe it's 100 million trillion cells. My God, you amaze me how you made us and you put us together. Thank you for the factory that is our body. Thank you for the factory that is our mental health. Thank you for letting us pray for ourselves, pray for any trauma we've undergone. Let it be healed. Pray for our viewers, pray for the audience, pray for anyone that will ever watch this and their genes and their genetics and their family tree. And just because we can, let us sprinkle all the grace we can through your glory and your grace and your love, because you tell us that you are there. You are omnipresent. You are everything. So that means you're just everything and anything. Everything is your essence. We thank you. And accordingly, we say, always use us. If anybody needs to reach out, let them reach out to you first, but God, let them know that there's anything out there, including our email. We thank you so much in advance for the friends we're going to make through this. We didn't intend on going through the trauma, but God, we did, and you pulled us through, and we are thrivers. We are stamped loving and amazing because you are our Father. Thank you so much. So it is, amen.
Amen.
So guys, thank you so much. We really want to tell you you're loved. No matter what you've ever been through, know that people that have been through worse trauma than you have survived and thrived, and they go on to live rich and fulfilling lives. We are survivors. We are thrivers. We don't want to compare anybody's trauma to anybody's, but we have to remember that Buddha is saying that a suffering is likened to another suffering. A child that loses his toy suffers in the same way that a king when he breaks his crown. So remember, we're all in it together. Much love to all you guys. Feel that and enjoy it.
Give yourself a hug. Give yourself go hug someone next to you. Hug your mom, your dad, your kids, niece, nephews, family, friends. Just hug.
Hug like 30 seconds. That'll get some oxytocin running through your body.
Yes.
Let's do it, guys. Let's heal up. Let's be brave enough. Love yourself. This is the season. Remember, we just got out of Christmas season. And what does Jesus tell us to do? To love unconditionally ourselves and our neighbors. Go for it.
Make sure your 2021 is better than your 2020.
Oh, yeah. Every year, every day, wake up and be like, man, today I am more powerful and I cannot wait till tomorrow. Today I am more beautiful.
Talk to God.
And I can't wait till tomorrow. And I can't wait for that relationship for God to harden and be best. And for me to be the fattest soul to ever leave this earth. Now that's me being competitionful. Whatever.
And like I said, live life, enjoy yourself, and life isn't a competition. No one-ups.
That's right.
So always remember, we're here for you.
We're equal to all parts of the same pie, guys. We all came from the divine, whether you want to see it or not. You know, it isn't. Your beliefs don't change mine, but I love to hear your stuff. Drop your information. Drop whatever you want to share. You know, like I'm not saying I'm looking for the trauma stories, but in relation to what we just shared, go ahead and drop whatever you like.
Yes.
Even if it's just hearts. We love you.
We appreciate anything and everything you do. So,
like, subscribe, tell your
comment,
friends.
Turn on the notifications, share this video. Like I said, we will be back with more.
We're going to try to be on as much as we can, you guys. And as much feedback as we get from you guys, trust me, we'll go forth and put forth more content.
Right.
It's we like hanging out, so we're like, let's just record it and put it into content and you know, be intelligent about it. Let's spread some positivity, and remember, like, if I can see a utopia, if we can see it, maybe we can do it, right?
True. Very true.
So let's try.
Shout out to those good people out there.
Shout out to all the good and all the apparent negativity. You're doing you.
Like I said, if you need a hug, I mean, I may not be the one to give it to you, but hey, give yourself one.
This is the best one too. Remember, when all this fails, you're here. You're stamping out with you. Yes. You came with you, and then you're stamping out with you, your story and all that. I'm not saying be selfish. I'm saying be selfless.
Yes. Go
forth and be selfless and do the best you can for those and others. And if you can't get out of your head, go do something cool for someone else. That's all.
It never hurts.
Be creative.
And this is episode number 8.
Episode number 8.
Episode 9.
We love you guys.
Episode 9 will be coming soon, okay?
If you made it this far, you should know something.
We ain't stopping.
We just got started.
Yep. It only get better. As far as production, as far as editing and everything, and even like the subjects and everything. Like I said, leave us comments, and like I said, we'll eventually get to them.
That's right.
All right, folks.
Keep rocking, guys.
Love y'all.
You're special.
From California to Miami to Chicago, we love y'all.
And all around the world, Beijing, Japan, Germany. We even like those German folks.
Yeah, shout out to my Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Sylvia Phillips. That's one of my favorite Germans. I always tell her that. I used to work with her back in the day. So shout out to her. That's
what's up. What's up? We're multicultural, multi-inclusive. We're all inclusive. And that's just how it is, because we follow after our creator. You know how it is.
All right, folks.
We love you guys.
Good night.
Bye.